Dragon Ball gaming isn't exactly in the best spot at the moment. Bandai Namco hasn't really done a really good job at promoting their games. We currently don't know when DLC 3 for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero will come out, and even the modding scene doesn't really seem to be the best. Recently, I came across one of the most interesting mod projects that I've had the pleasure of seeing, and that's create a character. Yep, that's right. So apparently there is a mod where someone is making a mod where they are able to essentially create a character similar to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. So first of all, let's kind of like look at the video, associated video, and then kind of like go into more in depth on this. So obviously what you just saw was a mod or create a character type of thing created by someone called Eherozenkai. I'm not even pronouncing his name correctly, but apparently here are some of the options. 1, you can change the hair. 2, you can change like what the eyebrows and the eyes, I think. Don't quote me on that. You can change the body type. That would be like the armor or what they wear. And apparently there's even a setting for the tails. And actually you can even change the skills. So obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's apparently going to be 6 skills that you can change, and the person here put out a a placeholder name called Hero to associate that with this character. And of course, here's a picture of what 2 of the created characters look like. One is with the ponytail type of thing, and the other one was with shorter hair. And they're actually, it looks like if you look at the bottom, they're actually even playing online, which is kind of like looks like a private type of match thing. Honestly, I feel like the modding scene for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has just been like just in general, just because a lot of it is just based on just changing colors or just not that big of improvements. Like when you look at a game like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, there was like a lot of stuff that they did in the modding scene. Custom skills, custom combos. And I understand why it would probably be easier for a game like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 compared to a game like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But still, it feels like the modding scene for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero isn't at the level where I wanted to be. And obviously, people are free to create mods however they want, and I'm not dictating that. But I can also say, from my perspective, like, it's not that big, or maybe it's not as big as Xenoverse 2, and I have a right to that opinion. And obviously, if you disagree, then, then disagree. But let's kind of like go into more of the specifics of this mod. So apparently, it's obviously, like I said, created by someone called Eherozenkai. Here are some of his Patreon rates. This is what is recommended. Not much here. Let's go into the big meat and potatoes of this in terms of what he says. So public information on Sparking Xeno /CAC create character. I've seen my CAC mod make rounds on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero subreddit. Yeah, that subreddit is a mess. Showing what is essentially a leaked preview. Not really, but I didn't intend to publicly share it outside of the Unreal Anime server, which itself is public anyway. To the guy who shared the initial video, as well as the guy who found my profile even though my name is on the menu, I thank you both for the promotion and traction gained from these posts. I do not have any social media aside from this Patreon and my Game Banana page, and I certainly never will, Reddit included, so I felt the need to clarify some facts and misconceptions about this mod right here. Yeah, having a small circle or not having much social media is actually beneficial. Otherwise, you get exposed to the full toxicity of the Dragon Ball community. To clarify, before questions, this mod will be constantly updated with new content and drops, and the first release will not contain near the amount of features planned for it. Understandable. The first release planned for now is the Raditz Saga. This includes outfits, skills, episode battles. Yes, your CAC will have to play my bad semi-fanfic to to unlock skills and outfits, or you can choose to cheat them in. Related to Raditz Saga only. And it includes an original prologue that sets up the story and the logic of this mod. Question 1. Is it paid? No. Much like a good chunk of Sparking Zero mods, this will be completely free to play. A 3-day early access will be available for each new drop update, but that's just for people who want to support and get a chance to try out some stuff early. Everyone will be able to download each update and drop for free after the 3-day period, either on here or in Game Banana. Question 2, release date. This mod is still in its early phases, and like I said, it will come out in drops. The Raditz Saga drop will likely release in June. Pay attention to that, likely, accompanied by over 15 moves, several dozen design options, and 3 episode battles, and 5 training battle sets with vanilla/DB characters for learning formative moves. Interesting. Features. It's hard to say. Right now it's male Saiyan and with 1 body type and several visual and moveset options. The plan for drop 1 is just male Saiyans of the body type, but with more stuff to edit than shown in the video, such as skin color, okay, more faces, more hair, scars. In future updates, I'd look forward to adding more body types, female Saiyans, and then eventually Namekians, Kais, etc. And then question 4 is online. Yes, private online with friends who also have the mod works. Let's kind of look at what his comment section is like. Are you planning to add even more customizable outfits from Xenoverse 2? And then he says yes. Now, here are some of the Reddit comments. 1, can't believe modders are saving this game over Bandai. Bandai doesn't save games, they cancel. They abandon them when they don't make $10 billion in a day. Can't believe we have CACs in Sparking Zero now. Well, hopefully. Bandai is seriously lacking in content. Good mod. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It's like, what went so wrong with Bandai Namco and this game? You know, they really lack so much transparency. It's like they lack direction. And quite frankly, to a lot of people, it feels like once they got their 3 million or 5 million in sales, they just straight up abandoned this game. Or at least it kind of feels like that to many people. Technically, they didn't abandon this game, but when I look at a game like DLC 2, it's just so... it just pales in comparison to what it could have been. Overall, I think that this looks like a great mod. These days, I tend to operate under, if the mod is good enough or if I'm impressed even slightly, then I'll cover it. If I don't, then I don't. But yeah, hopefully this month it comes out. I do hope that it does come out this month or even in next month if it has to get delayed. I don't know, because I find the thing like with a lot of modders and such big projects is a lot of them tend to work solo, or they tend to try to have to do several things at once. And what I notice as someone who's kind of like covered mods for several years is that some modders will do several different things at once and they'll get burnt out. And oftentimes if there's no motivator or some financial incentive, then, or if they have a lot of things going on in their personal life, then the mod doesn't get completed, or it just feels like a promising project and nothing more. I'm not saying that this is the case for this individual, but it's something that I always worry about when it comes to big name mods like this. But he did say that he's going to be doing it in drops, so I think that's good. And yeah, I'm hopeful. I look forward to this mod. I'll cover it, and yeah, take care.